let us not forget that the United States of America began as just an idea to let the people of a nation govern themselves and not be ruled by a king or dictator. To achieve this new way of bringing liberty to the people would certainly be an effort of monumental proportion. This idea had never been attempted before. There were no instruction books or guidelines to follow. Yes, inhumane atrocities were harbored and instituted, such as slavery, lack of women's rights, social injustices. But we began to nurture and nourish our original ideas, and today, although not perfect, we have made great strides to grow as a nation of proud Americans who will stand together to fight for what is right and make our country the best country and the best government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It wasn't all that long ago when most of the world would never know the freedoms we would have in our new nation, or the struggles of a rebellious few who could hardly know what they'd go through, so future children could proudly sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. They brought their ideas to an uncharted land. They couldn't fully understand the battles future generations would fight and die for. They shed their blood so we could live, and now it's time for us to give a heartfelt thank you and a glorious hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. With the Gettysburg Address, one of the most cherished speeches ever delivered in the United States, President Lincoln, in just a few sentences, reminded the nation of the principles of equality espoused by the Declaration of Independence. He stated that it provided a new birth of freedom that would bring true equality to all its citizens. And to paraphrase that great address, Lincoln said, 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived can long endure. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. From these honored dead, we take increased devotion to that cause, for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. God bless America, land that I love. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, yes it does, and it always will. So let's all stand up and salute our flag, because Americans can proudly brag that we will never kneel for any reason. We show our strength when we stand as one, because that's the way we get things done. And together we will march forward singing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. And the words of Martin Luther King still need to be shouted from the rooftops. He said, in the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of mindlessness and hatred. We must not allow our creative protests to degenerate into physical violence. Now, as we all work together to achieve a better place for our children and their children to live, we must remember that first and foremost, we are Americans united together. Therefore, let the words of President John F. Kennedy continue to be heard throughout our great land. Kennedy said, "Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe in order to assure the survival and the success of liberty." And so, my fellow Americans, look within your heart and ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And be proud to be an American, where at least you know you're free. And don't forget the ones who died to give that right to you and me. So come on, stand up next to each other and defend her still today. 'Cause we're all in this together. And there's no doubt we love this land. God bless the USA. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, oh yes He did, and crowned thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea.